All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate everyone who is coming back. And if this is your first time on the channel, appreciate you tuning in for the first time. Today, I've got an arm workout for you inspired by the Mr. Olympia himself, Chris Bumstead, who I'm sure everybody knows. But I've also got a couple differences in here from some exercises that I like from one of the OGs in the fitness influencer realm, which is Greg Plitt, which, if you don't know him, may he rest in peace. Just one of the one of the founders of fitness influencing and all that fun stuff. So starting out here with a really good warm up for the triceps, which is a tricep extension with the rope straight into some overhead tricep extensions. Really like this to start off the workout. Just making sure that the elbows are warm and that I've got at least some sort of a pump in the tricep before I go into any other movements. Next is one of the first exercises that I learned from following Greg Plitt for so long, which is just a dead hang easy bar curl. This is another one of those instances where I always talk about just having to get creative in a home gym. I don't have a preacher curl or any sort of preacher curl attachment, so this kind of mimics that, but I actually feel like I get even more of a stretch in the bicep doing it this way, and just am able to get a lot more of a contraction, and it keeps me a lot more strict with my form. After that, move straight into some skull crushers, but specifically on the incline bench instead of flat. I mentioned a couple days ago that I've had elbow pain for a while now. It's gone down quite a bit with some exercises that I'll show you later. But what I want to make sure of here is that I'm actually kind of going behind my head a little bit more instead of straight down. That's one of the ways that it alleviates my elbow pain when doing skull crushers. And then also, like I said, on the incline bench instead of the flat bench, just puts my arms in a position that it just does not bother my elbows as much. So that's been great for me, and I've started doing that probably in the last 6 months. Next, I moved into just some alternating dumbbell curls. Not a whole lot to say about this other than this is one movement that I'm really trying to start adding more weight on. I've started to notice a lot more definition in my arms when I've started doing more weight. So eventually I would like to get up to probably about 12 reps on each arm pretty comfortably before I move up another 5 pounds in weight. Just some more progressive overload on this. And when doing arms, it's I don't want to say hard to do progressive overload, but it's definitely not as easy than with the compound lifts. So yeah, not a whole lot to say about that other than just trying to add some more weight there. Last exercise for biceps here is just a kind of rope hammer curl for the biceps, and really all I'm trying to do here is just a couple sets to get as much work out of the biceps as possible. I'm not really trying to do anything more than really just finish them off. So high reps, not a ton of weight, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I talk a lot about just doing strict form and making sure that I'm not feeling anything in any other muscle than what I'm trying to work at that time. But with some of these cable specific exercises, I don't want to even say cheat, because it's not, you can see I'm not really swinging back and forth a whole lot, but I do dip a little bit just to try and get a couple more reps out towards the end. But also making sure that I'm not in any danger to myself or risking any sort of injury. Last exercise for the biceps and triceps, specifically on the triceps, is just a single arm cable pushdown. this is probably the best exercise that I've done as a finisher for my triceps. It really allows me to get a good squeeze and a good contraction into my arms and into my triceps at the end of the workout. I've tried a lot of different kind of finishers for biceps, and a lot of those work, but a lot of the tricep finishers that I've tried in the past, like tricep kickbacks with either a dumbbell or the rope extension, I feel it too much in some other areas of my back, like my rear delts or my lats. So that is it for the tricep and bicep portion. But I also included one last exercise here that I do, and it's kind of a forearm circuit. This is another one of those Greg Plitt inspired exercises that I took up a few years ago, and then I just stopped doing it. But, I was doing a lot of research on the elbow pain that I had specifically, and a lot of the answers that I was getting is that it had to do with my grip strength. And it's true, my grip strength has gone down quite a bit, and so is my just working on my forearms has just not happened, especially in the last couple years. So really, this is just kind of 4 different exercises here that you can see in the video. Feel free to pause it at any time or slow it down. It's pretty simple, but helps me out a lot. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It is currently 6:28, Saturday, January 27th. Just finished up my arm workout. Felt really good compared to yesterday. I don't know, maybe it's something about it being Saturday and not having any work to do. Actually, this is pretty much the first Saturday in a couple months that I've had pretty much nothing to do. So it's gonna be a great day just to relax, not do a whole lot. Might go out, finally get a haircut, getting a little bit shabby. So other than that, really just gonna focus on doing the phase 1 tasks. We're in the last couple days here, and just to kind of talk about these last couple days, they kind of run together. You feel like you get in this routine, and this happened in the last couple weeks of 75 hard as well. As you just kind of think about, why am I still doing this? It's not like it gets any harder. It's just that you're not really seeing the same benefit or excitement out of doing these as you did when you first started. And that's all right. I think that's probably the hardest part of these 2 programs, just really the monotony of it. And like I said in the first video, I'm gonna make a recap of why I did 75 hard, phase 1, any tips and tricks that I've got for it. If you find any value in that at all, let me know. But yeah, it's the last few days here. I want to finish really strong, and just kind of going back to what I've said the last couple of days, just making sure I'm doing everything with intent and intensity. The workouts in the gym, that's the easy thing for me. I've been doing that for years, every day, pretty consistently. So that stuff's easy. All the rest of the stuff, that's the hard part for me. So anyways, kind of rambling on here, but like I said, we'll check in throughout the day. Not a whole lot going on, so probably just check in when we've completed some tasks. And yeah, we'll just go from there and go throughout the day. Alrighty, guys. Hasn't been too long since my last check-in. I just finished up breakfast and decided to go ahead and go for my walk. Normally, like you've seen the past couple days, I'd wait till later, but as you can see, it is still pretty dark out, which is why I'm gonna go ahead and do this now, because it is supposed to absolutely downpour, dangerous lightning storm later. So I don't want to get stuck in a position where I've got to wait till super late tonight or risk not being able to do my outdoor workout out at all. Excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead and knock this out. It's kind of fun doing it in the morning, especially when it's dark, because not a lot of people are up and doing this. So well, it's kind of fun to see the world from a different view. Anyways, I'm going to knock this out, head back, and yeah, just kind of relax today, finish up the tasks as they come, edit the video from yesterday, which should be up by now, and yeah, that's about it. Check in with you later. Good evening, checking back in one last time before I wrap up the night. It's just before 7 o'clock. So obviously it's been a while since my last check-in. I really didn't do a whole lot today. All I did was pretty much work on the phase 1 tasks, hang out on the couch with my wife, which was nice. A lot of the day, just relax, and then got my hair cut. That's pretty much it. So all in all, it was a pretty great day for me. Like I said, just didn't do a whole lot, which is pretty good. But I figured right now might be a good time to just re-explain a little bit more about the phase 1 tasks, and then specifically go into the 3 critical tasks and what I'm doing for those, so that when you hear me say, I only have one thing left to do on my critical task list, you know what I'm talking about. So to reiterate what the phase 1 tasks are, there are 2 45-minute workouts. One of them has to be outside. Take a progress picture every day. Follow a diet, no alcohol, drink 1 gallon of water every day, read 10 pages of a non-fiction, real book, so not an audio book. Take a 5-minute cold shower, have 10-minute dedicated visualization, not just daydreaming. And the last is complete 3 critical tasks. Now, I'll make a more in-depth video, like I said, later on after I'm done with phase 1 on all of these different areas, what I did, why I did it that way, any tips and tricks that I have. But the 3 critical tasks are supposed to be tasks that are going to actually move you closer to your goals. They're not habits that you already have that you just want to continue with. They're 3 quote-unquote critical things to move you forward. Now, the 3 things that I have been doing during these 30 days, the first one is study Japanese. I've always wanted to be bilingual, and specifically, I've always loved the Japanese culture, and I've always wanted to learn Japanese. I've always known some kind of basic words, but I've never really known how to actually have a conversation with anybody in Japanese or really any other language. So that's something that I have been learning throughout this. I'm happy to say I could probably have a conversation with maybe a 2 or 3-year-old at this point, maybe a little bit more, but I'm pretty proud of the progress that I've made with that, because it's been really hard, and it's absolutely something that I'm going to continue learning after this 30 days, because there's no way that I'm going to be fluent in Japanese in just a couple days. The second is that I've been waking up at 5 a.m. every day, like you've seen the last few days. Now, I used to wake up at, 4:30 or 5 nearly every day when I got out of college, and for sporadically off and on over the last couple years, but I just fell off. So this phase 1 has kind of served as a way for me to get back into that habit, but to have some specific intent for getting up at 5, actually doing things to set my day up for success, instead of getting up, working out, and then sitting around for a few hours and not really doing anything with that. That's a big reason why that fell off for me in the past, is I would get up early, work out, feel great about myself, and then have nothing else to do. So getting up early at 5, working out first, and then having some specifics like the rest of these phase 1 tasks that I'm able to check off, 3 hours before I actually start my workday, has been really, really great for me. It's given me time back in my day. Otherwise, where before I really didn't have a whole lot of time, or if I had something else that I needed to do, at the end of the day, I'd have to do that, and I'd have to do that after my work day, And that would cut into, quality time with my wife and just sitting and relaxing and doing whatever I actually wanted to do that night. So that's been a great one for me. It's been great to give me back some time. And then the last one is I want to do something every single day that is going to get me closer to my year-long work goal. And I know that's pretty general, but what I did is at the beginning of this is I wrote down in my mind what were the things that the people who are the best in my field, at my company, in my industry, what were they doing on a weekly basis that made them so consistent and so great at what they do. So I wrote that down and made it a goal of every single day I was going to work on those things that I wrote down. And it's been really great for me. It's held me accountable at work. People at work have seen some difference in my consistency. I'm a lot more confident in my work life, and I've just been producing a lot more quality in what I'm doing. So those are, from a high level view, those are the things that I've been doing every day, and those are the critical tasks that I picked. But, let me know what you think about these critical tasks, some things that you might change or some things that you might do in your personal life to make, progress towards your goals and what you want to do. Either way, that's it for me today. I know I'm kind of rambling here, so I appreciate anybody that stuck around to the end of the video. Really appreciate everybody who has been viewing the videos, liking the videos. Again, let me know if you like this style of content. If you don't, always let me know that too. Always open to suggestions. But yeah, that's it for me for today. I'm going to finish up. I've got to read and do some visualization, but I'm going to finish that up here pretty soon. So that's it for me today. I will check in with you all tomorrow.